It was the failed debt recovery scheme that cost more than $1 billion and led to many years of stress for victims. Now, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has announced a royal commission into Robodebt. The coalition claims the inquiry is a witch hunt, though, but it's been welcomed by those affected by it.
Felicity de Somerville only realised debt collectors had taken 6 months of her wages when she tried to pay for her 1-year-old daughter's medicine in 2016.
I thought my world had fallen apart.
The Melbourne mother is one of almost 400,000 victims of the coalition government's so-called Robodebt scheme. Following through on his election promise, the Prime Minister has launched a royal commission into the scheme.
To make sure that this can never happen again.
The automated debt recovery program ran from 2015 to 2019. It used income averaging to find people who it claimed had been overpaid by Centrelink. The process was deemed unlawful after Australians were chased for money they never owed. Last year, the federal court approved a $1.8 billion settlement for victims.
Robodebt was a shameful chapter in the history of public administration in this country.
The human cost of this. People lost their lives.
Former Queensland Justice Catherine Holmes will chair the inquiry, which is due to report back by the middle of April next year. It will look at who was responsible, why the scheme was deemed necessary, how concerns were handled, the impact on individuals, the financial costs to government, and ways to prevent it from occurring again. Former Liberal government ministers Christian Porter, Scott Morrison and Stuart Robert are among those who could be called to give evidence at the Royal Commission.
Well, it will be up to the Royal Commissioner.
Anyone who is called before that will have to provide evidence and turn up, which is fine.
Opposition leader Peter Dutton has branded the inquiry a witch hunt.
It's nothing more than a political get square with Scott Morrison, and I think the public will see through that.
Meanwhile, a brawl has erupted over wages just a week out from the Jobs Summit. Business accusing unions of attempting to take Australia back to the 1970s. The ACTU wants workers and unions to be able to negotiate for better pay and conditions, not just with their employer, but sector-wide.
Pay's going backwards at a rate of knots, and it's not going to get fixed unless we try something new.
I've gone back into a time warp.
And what Sally McManus is proposing is going to make a bad situation worse.
The Prime Minister is refusing to play referee.
The union movement speaks for itself, and employers speak for themselves. We're not preempting.
Labor has promised to introduce industrial relations changes in Parliament before the end of the year.
Enterprise bargaining at the moment simply isn't working.
The details will be up for debate at next Thursday's summit. Trudy McIntosh, Sky News, Canberra.